What's up, guys? Welcome to Sourcing Warriors channel. When it comes down to place the first purchase order with the Chinese supplier, especially with Alibaba suppliers, the biggest challenge many Amazon sellers face is to meet the Chinese suppliers' requirement for a minimum order quantity, aka MOQ. Because there's so many people having issues with MOQ, in Sourcing Warriors Facebook group, we actually had a fun contest to give MOQ a different name. Some people call it my order quantity, some people call it maximum order quantity. I thought that was pretty cool. Instead of your minimum order quantity, how about my maximum order quantity? If you get some cool names for MOQ, please comment below. I think it will be fun to share with everyone. So, how we can convince the supplier to change their MOQ to our desired quantity? In this video, I'm gonna share with you some awesome tips. If you like the contents, please don't forget to like and subscribe Sourcing Warriors channel. Let's get started. First, guys, let's answer two questions. Question number one, is the MOQ quantity real? And the answer is yes and no. Some of the MOQ quantity is completely made up. It's a subjective number your supplier asks you to follow when you place the first purchase order. Some of the MOQs are real because in order for the factory to produce the product, not only they have to buy a minimum quantity of a raw material, but they also need to set the machine up. Sometimes the setup time is very long and it's very expensive. So if you are customizing a product, they may have to buy a unique component just to run your order, and therefore they need you to buy a minimum order quantity. Assume your supplier's MOQ is real. Now the question number two is why you as the buyer wanted to buy a quantity less than your supplier's MOQ. Your primary reason to buy a smaller quantity should be using a smaller quantity to validate the supplier's production quality. If your reason is, I'm not sure if this product is going to sell, or I don't have a lot of money right now. Well, these are valid reasons, but if you're not sure if this product is going to sell, please go back and continue to validate the market research and make sure that you feel confident to move forward. And if you don't have a lot of money, which I understand, but keep in mind, after this small quantity buy, you are going to need more money in order to continue to buy more down the road. So regardless of your reasons, please don't never and ever to use the reason, I'm not sure if this product is going to sell, or I don't have a lot of money. Don't let your supplier sense your weakness. Always negotiate from a position of strength and confidence. Now you're confident going into the negotiation. When to negotiate then? Say you got quotes. You got 5 suppliers' quotes. They all have a different price and different MOQs. It is so tempting to start negotiating right away. But wait, please don't waste time because you don't even know if their samples are going to work out yet. But in this process, now you can plant a seed. You can say something like this. Just for you know, our first purchase order quantity may be lower or higher than your MOQ. It depends on your product sample quality. After you get the samples, you evaluated the samples, and you're serious about getting into customization stage, redesigning the product, customizing the logo, different variations and different colors, maybe customize the packaging. Now you can put your cards on table and start to negotiate. Instead of me continue talking, let me hop onto my computer, show you some scenarios and show you some negotiation techniques. Okay guys, let's say your supplier MOQ is 1,000 and your desired buying quantity is 300. Let's go into the negotiations with the suppliers. It's going to be fun. Negotiation round 1. Remember I said previously, if your reasons is, I'm not sure if this product is going to sell, or I don't have a lot of money to start, don't use those reasons. If you're customizing your product, you can say something like this. Given the improvements and customizations we're making, we think it's critical we get the first production run done right. For the first order, we have decided to order 300 pieces to validate your company's production quality. Now give her some specific reasons. Number 1, we need to make sure XYZ key specs are done right. What are the key specs? You should know if you're customizing your product. If you don't know, go onto Amazon, find an item that is close to what you are going to make and read the negative reviews. That should give you some warning signs for your product. So use those as a key spec for your supplier to validate. And number 2, we need to test packaging durability to make sure the design is sufficient to sustain the potential shipping damage, which is true. You do need to test those. And number 3, this small order will also help us gather market feedback. So the next large order is going to done perfectly. Those are very valid reasons, and those are very fair reasons. If your supplier agree by now, that is good for you. If you get the answer like this, sorry, we cannot make 300. We will lose money. That is fine. They said they will lose money. Now you'll go into negotiation round 2. On round 2, they said they are going to lose money. What about you? You understand that. Understand, we certainly don't want you to lose money, especially for the long run. That is true because they're your business partner. If they lose money, they cannot support you. And specifically, not only they lose money, you actually lose more money. You're in this together. So you can say something like this. To order a small quantity like this, our company will lose a lot more money because we're going to pay a lot more on shipping. As you know, the air freight alone is going to cost us XYZ dollar. That is why we only want to do this one time, just to make sure everything is done right. So you basically put yourself on an equal footing with them. They said they will lose money by running your smaller quantity buy. And you tell them not only they lose money, you too, you lose more money. And you're in this together as a partner. So if your supplier understands, they may give you a smaller MOQ right now. But if they continue to say something like this, I understand, but my boss said we cannot produce 300. Oh, now he or she is pulling the boss card. You have to go into the negotiation round 3. So if you're going into the negotiation round 3, you can start by being a little bit more playful. Because even though the negotiation is very serious, you can still build rapport with the representative on your supplier side. You can start by saying something like this. Your boss still says no. Should I talk to your boss directly? Smiley face. And now you can show her your credibility of selling the product. You can say something like this. We have successfully sold many products. Your company seems to be the most difficult to work with on MOQ. We are a serious buyer for any new product launch. We have to spend a lot of marketing dollar to promote it. For example, half of your 300 units will be given away free. Now notice this. I said half of your 300 units. I'm not saying half of my 300 units or our 300 units, and this is like making a commitment for her. And secondly, we will spend lots of money on logo photography and packaging, which is true. And third, after receiving your first 300 units, we're going to have to spend a lot more money on advertisement. Now you begin to be a little bit more playful again. This beautiful or handsome, we plan to sell a lot of your product. You are going to make a lot of money for your boss. So this is the key point, guys. before this supplier walk away, say something like this. Okay, I will talk to my boss one more time. She's walking away or he's walking away. You got to put your foot down by saying something like this. Thank you. I hope you don't lose your business because of your MOQ. Right now, we're comparing two suppliers. Your company is one of them. We would love to work with you, but you need to let me know by tomorrow if 300 piece order is okay. If not, we won't waste more time on this. Basically, this is what you're showing. You are giving her a deadline. You are signaling her your willingness to walk away. This is quite powerful, guys. If you show this, 80% of the time, your supplier should be able to give you their compromise to your lower quantity buy. In this case, it's 300 pieces instead of 1,000. However, if you're really facing a challenge, you get this. On the round 4, and your supplier is saying something like this. Sorry, my boss still says no because. Now you have to really listen carefully of their because that is their true no, their true reason of the reason they cannot work with you to lower their MOQ. If you listen carefully, you will be able to score on the final round. Let's go into the final round. In the final round, I'm going to share with you 5 negotiation tips to really take it home. Number 1, if their because is their setup fee, for example, they say, oh, our setup fee is very high. How much? 200, 300? How about I share a little bit with you? Be flexible, working with them. Understand they do have a setup fee, therefore you're willing to share with them because you're a partner with them. And number 2, is that because they have to buy a minimum quantity of a unique component for your customized product? If that is true, ask them, can you buy smaller quantity for that unique component and pay a little bit more if you have to, so I don't have to buy the minimum quantity for the entire product? So ask them. And number 3 is, if they really cannot lower the MOQ, they said they will lose money, how about offer a slight higher price? For example, if their MOQ price for 1,000 piece is $5, you can offer, maybe I will pay you $5.30, $5.40, $5.30, $5.40 for a 300 quantity buy. Ask them. And number 4, instead of buying 300, how about I offer to buy 500 pieces? Still less than your 1,000, but I'm trying to compromise and make it work. And number 5 is, you can draft a purchase order and send it over to them and show your commitment and show that you are serious of working with them. If they still say no, you know they can't. But most likely by now, you should be able to score. Alright guys, after you try all these negotiation techniques, I'm pretty sure you're getting a good chance of getting what you wanted. Even if you make a little bit compromise during the negotiation, you know now a lot about your supplier's cost structure, their decision maker, and also their negotiation style. And the most important all is that they know that you are a serious buyer, you're a professional buyer. They cannot run you over and take advantage of you. I hope this helps, guys. If you like it, please remember to like, subscribe, and share the contents. Have a brilliant day. I'll see you soon.